Hello everyone, welcome to another video in my Minecraft solo series. As you saw in the time lapse, I made some tunnel bores. This design is by Mr. Cat, I'll leave a link in the description. I did want to build a giant world eater tunneler by El Mango, and I built it in a creative world twice, and both times it just wouldn't work, and it was such a long process to build it, I just gave up. But maybe I'll try it again later on in the series. Get some diamonds. Anyway, if you're wondering what I'm actually been mining for, it's not actually diamonds, although they are a bonus. I was looking for redstone. I ran out of it while I was getting all the resources together for the farms that I'm going to build. So I'm going to go back and find out how much I get out of all of these ores, and hopefully it'll be enough. And in case you're wondering why the water's here, by the way, it's to stop mob spawning. I could just put down a bunch of torches, but I think the water looks cooler, and I don't have to use a bunch of resources to make all the torches. Anyway, let's see how much redstone we got. So we got 21 diamonds and a bunch of redstone and some lapis as well, which I'm not really bothered about. For the redstone, I think it's enough. It should be enough, but I honestly don't know, so I'm just gonna have to find out. I hope it's enough, but I guess we'll see. So it turns out I did have enough redstone. In my old worlds, I used to have so much redstone, way more than I would ever need, but I didn't really used to make things with redstone in the early days, but now I do. Also, you might have noticed my armor is a bit less shiny, and that's because I've updated to 1.19.4. where they've reduced the shininess of things. They've also changed a bunch of textures on the potions. The potions all have their own colours now, and they're not shiny anymore.
I'd rather be shiny like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck.
But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm going to start working on some wood farms, but before I do that, I realised I would need a lot of bone meal to go into the farms, because bone meal is what grows the trees in all of them, and I don't have that much bone meal. So what I'm going to do is build a giant cactus farm, which I will compost into bone meal and then use it in the farms. So I'm going to build that one first, so let's get going. Okay, we've made a good start on the cactus farm. That's the first layer done. But I now need to do another 4 layers, which I'm not going to time lapse. I'm just going to get them done and I will see you again shortly. Well, I've done 3 layers, and it's taken me a bit longer than I thought it would. So I'm gonna stay at 3 for now because I need to get other stuff done so I can get this video out. I will finish it off another time, probably, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. But for now, it's just going to be 3 layers. And for anyone wondering how the farm works as well, it's great because it requires 0 redstone or anything like that. The cactuses, cacti, randomly grow, and when they try and grow, they hit the wooden posts and they break. It's that simple. There's no redstone. You can just let it run. It's just always running basically by itself, which is great. Don't have to worry about it. So it's only been running for about an hour and not doing amazing on bone meal, but obviously I've only just built up to the 3rd layer. So hopefully while I'm building the other farms, I'll get a decent amount. And this setup is just temporary while I'm building the other farms. Once all the wood farms are built, I'm going to have a different storage. It'll be here. The cactus will come out of the ground and I'm going to have a bunch of chests here for storage. And you can see I've put the pathways in place and allocated the spots for the different farms. The first one I'm going to be doing is here, and it's going to be the universal tree farm, which isn't as exciting as it sounds. It just basically, it's just a farm that you can get a lot of different wood types from. So I'm going to build that, and I will be back shortly to show you how it works. As you may have gathered from the time lapse, it works. I built something and it actually works. I did about 25 of each tree and this is what I got. So it's pretty good, and it means I never chop down another tree manually ever again. It does use a lot of bone meal though, so hopefully that cactus farm's going to start producing quickly. This farm is pretty straightforward. On the time lapse you can probably figure it out. You just stand on there, you plant the saplings and bone meal them. This contraption here on the right keeps you supplied with bone meal, and you get replenished with saplings because they go down this hole and they come up this bubble vader and you stand on top of the carpet, so you have a constant supply of saplings coming through. The only one it struggles on is jungle. Jungle isn't that good at replenishing itself. The sapling drop rates from jungle aren't very good, but that's okay because I don't really like jungle wood anyway. I don't have a huge need for it. I also noticed a couple of glass blocks went missing because of the TNT, so I'm gonna replace them with polished deep slate because it has a higher blast resistance. Obviously, I am going to make the area look a bit nicer. I am just focusing on getting the farms functioning first, and then I will do the decorating and stuff. So the next one that I'm making is for the nether trees, the warped stem and the crimson stem, and it's going to be here in this area. So I'm going to get started on it, and I will see you again shortly. I have made a netherwood farm too. So this farm you can actually do the netherwood on here. You can actually also use it to farm mushrooms, just the brown ones, but yeah, I think I'm good. I think I've got enough mushrooms. You have to swap these blocks out, and honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but that was too much effort because I know I would forget to change stuff out or how to change stuff out, and I'd have to Google it every time. I thought I'd just make an entirely different farm for netherwood, basically making things more difficult for myself than they need to be, as usual. But I haven't actually tested this yet, so I'm going to do that right now. Also, again, I'm going to make it look pretty once all the farms are done, but probably not in this episode. There will be links to all the farms tutorials in the descriptions if you want to know more about how they work, or give them a go yourselves. I slightly modified the design of this one because this farm also produces all the stuff that farm produces, all the nether fungus stuff. But because I already have farms for those, I decided that I'm gonna bone meal all that and recycle it, so hopefully it can be self-sustaining. But I don't know, I haven't tested it. I don't know if it's going to produce enough to be self-sustaining, but we'll see. Okay, let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, it looks like it's working. So what happens is these get bone mealed. It keeps bone mealing until it gets the fungus, and then hopefully it gets the fungus, and then it has the right conditions to grow the tree as well, which is not happening so far. We've got a couple of trees out of it. Well, I think it's working. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems to be for now anyway. It also missed this bit of redstone here, which was stopping this from happening. These are what are going to get composted and turned back into bone meal, and they're going to come up here eventually. Okay, there's some bone meal there. Let's put water in that one. Let's put water in that. Yeah, that's the plan, and that all this gets recycled into bone meal and shot back in. So I'm going to leave that one, and we're going to move on to the dark oak wood farm. Well, that's the dark oak farm done, and I literally just ran it for like 2-3 minutes, and I've got all this wood, so I would definitely say that this is worth it. Right, one more wood farm to go. It's for the mangrove trees, and I am excited about it, but also nervous because it's slightly different to the other kinds of farms, and it's a different setup, so it's going to be interesting, but I hope nothing goes wrong. As you may be able to see from the mess behind me, it blew up. I misplaced something and the TNT duper blew itself up. Some people think TNT dupers are cheating, but this is the risk that comes with them, so I would say it balances itself out, to be honest. As you can see, there's not much left of the farm right now. Honestly, I don't have the patience or the time really to redo it all, so I'm just going to leave it for this episode. I'll probably work on it off camera. But you know, we built 3 successful farms, so a 75% success rate. That's pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave this for now because I'm gonna have to get all the resources back together and basically start completely from scratch up there. And that's gonna take forever. Those of you who have been here from the start will know that I am on a quest to do all the advancements, and because I've been busy, I haven't had time to do anything overly complicated. But I am going to do one that's pretty simple. It's called The Sound of Music, and it involves playing a music disc in a jukebox in a meadows biome. So this is a meadows biome, this is a music disc, this is a jukebox. So let's do it. There you go. Easy as that. And that's another advancement checked off the list. I think that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, consider subscribing if you're brand new, and I will see you in the next episode.